Hello my friends, subscribe to our channel Safety in Morocco and activate the bell to receive news from our channel. Are you really safe at work or just ticking boxes? In this episode of the Training Truth, Fatima and Youssef answer the top 10 HSE training questions everyone is asking. What you'll learn: 1. How often should training be refreshed? 2. How to make sessions engaging. 3. The one mistake companies make. 4. How to measure if training is working. 5. Handling resistance from staff. 6. The critical role of leadership. 7. Is e-learning enough? 8. Adapting to different learning styles. 9. The future of HSE training. How to prove ROI to senior management. Whether you're a HSE professional, you'll find practical insights to make training more effective and truly protective.
All right, let's jump right in. We're going to tackle a topic that honestly affects pretty much everyone, but it often gets pushed to the side: workplace safety training. We're going to cut through all the jargon and answer the real questions you have. So let's get to it. Okay, let's kick things off with a number that should honestly stop you in your tracks. Industry reports are showing that nearly 70%, 70, of all workplace incidents are directly tied to training that just wasn't good enough. I mean, think about that. That's not some small gap. It's a huge flashing warning sign. But you know what? It's also a massive opportunity to do things better. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? For any manager, any company, this is the question. Is your safety training actually making people safer, building a real culture of safety, or is it just about ticking a box on a form? That's what we're here to unpack. So the first thing we've got to tackle is what I like to call the checkbox trap. It is without a doubt the single biggest and most common mistake companies make with their safety programs. And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. It says it all. Completion is not competence. Getting a signature on a piece of paper just proves someone was physically in a room. It doesn't prove for a second that they know what to do when things go wrong for real. And see, this is the real divide. The whole completion mindset is so passive. It's all about sign-off sheets, just getting through a bureaucratic task. But a competence mindset, that's active. It's about actually changing behavior, about building real skills, and making sure people are genuinely prepared for the job. That shift in thinking, that's everything. Okay, so how do we actually escape that trap, right? It's not enough to just point out the problem. We need practical strategies, a toolkit that can turn training from a total chore into something that really, truly works. Let's just be real for a second. Nobody learns anything when they're bored out of their mind. So instead of a 2-hour lecture, why not use real-life scenarios your team will actually recognize? Keep the sessions short and punchy. Seriously, 10 minutes of active learning beats an hour of zoned-out listening any day. And you've got to mix it up. Use videos, do some role-playing, tell powerful stories about real incidents. That's what makes the why behind the rules actually stick. A fantastic way to do this is with what's called a blended learning approach. So, step 1, you can use e-learning. It's perfect for giving everyone a consistent foundation of knowledge. But, and this is a big but, it's only step 1. Step 2 is where the magic happens, hands-on practice. That's where people build actual competence. I mean, you can't learn to ride a bike by watching a video, right? Same goes for mastering equipment safety. The two have to work hand in hand. And here it is. You can do all that stuff we just talked about, and it still might not work without this one thing. The number one factor for success? Leadership. Plain and simple. If managers aren't walking the walk, if they aren't in the training themselves, the whole program's pretty much doomed. Having leadership in the room, participating, that sends a message that no memo ever could. Safety is everyone's job. All right, so you've got this engaging training. Your leaders are on board, but how do you know it's actually making a difference? You have to prove it. And to do that, you have to measure what really matters. Proving it works really comes down to looking at 3 key things. First, knowledge. Did they actually learn the material? A quick quiz can tell you that. Second, and this is crucial, behavior. Are they using what they learned out on the floor? That means you got to get out there and observe. And finally, the big one, results. Are your incident and near miss numbers actually going down? Because if the habits on the ground aren't changing, the training just didn't land. Now, let's talk about the final piece of this whole puzzle. How do you justify the time and the money? We need to talk about the ultimate ROI, the return on investment. This is so important. You have to stop thinking of training as a cost. It's not. It's a direct investment in your bottom line. Look, it's a straight line. Great training means fewer incidents. Fewer incidents means lower costs. We're talking claims, repairs, downtime, all of it. And you know what? A workforce that feels safe and confident is a more productive workforce. It's a clear business case. But, after all the spreadsheets and the charts are put away, this is what it's really about. You've got the numbers, but you also have the human stories. The real ROI, it's the person who gets to go home to their family at the end of the day, safe and sound. And there's just no price you can put on that. And look, the tools we use are always getting better, right? Things like VR for simulations, AI-driven learning, mobile microlearning. These are really powerful additions to the toolkit. But at the end of the day, they're just new, better ways of getting to that same fundamental goal we've been talking about this whole time. Because really, it doesn't matter if you're using a simple role play in a conference room or a super advanced VR headset. The goal is always the same. Great training is never just about compliance. It's about people. It's about protecting people. That's the mission. So I want to leave you with just one final thought. After all of this, from dodging the checkbox trap to understanding the true ROI, what's the one single change you can make starting tomorrow to make your workplace just a little bit safer?